Welcome to Enquete.com. Whether you're running a quick team pulse check or a detailed customer study, getting a survey live is straightforward, and today I'll show you exactly how. There are currently 3 ways to create a survey on Enquete. We are soon to launch a 4th way to create a survey, which would be via templates, and that would be landing very soon. I'll touch on template survey creating briefly as well. So, let's jump in. The quickest way to get a professional survey built is through our survey AI generator. You don't need to write a single question yourself. All you do is describe your situation and your goal in plain language. The more context you give, the better the output. Something like, I work in operations at a healthcare clinic. I want to find out how satisfied our patients are with their recent visit, covering wait times, staff friendliness, and the clarity of the information they received. Hit Create Survey. Within seconds, Enquete drafts a complete, ready-to-use survey with questions worded clearly with matching question types for each topic. The AI survey generator takes you to the Survey Builder page, where you see a preview of exactly what was built before committing to it. Nothing is locked in. You can still edit, reorder, or remove anything once you're inside. If it looks right, click Publish on the top right corner of the Builder page. Sometimes you know precisely what you want to ask, and you just need a clean space to build it. That's what Start from Scratch is for. Click on Create Survey button on the Survey Overview page, which opens a modal window. In the Create Survey from Scratch section, click Create Survey and you'll open the Survey Builder directly. No pre-filled content, no suggestions, just your canvas. On the left, you have your Add Question button, which when clicked will add a question to your survey. In each survey, you have over 15 question types to choose from. Multiple choice, open text, matrix questions, NPS, rating scales with custom emoji sets, ranking date fields, contact forms, it's all there. Build the structure you need, then use branching logic to make it dynamic. Respondents can be routed to different sections based on how they answer, which keeps the experience relevant and focused for each person. The Page Style panel lets you bring in your brand, logo, color palette, typography, and much more. Surveys don't have to look generic, and on Enquete they don't. One practical tip: if your survey runs long, split it across multiple pages. Somewhere between 5 and 10 questions per page tends to keep people engaged all the way through to the end. If there's already a survey in your account that does most of what you need, you don't have to rebuild it. Just copy it. Head to your dashboard or survey overview page, find the survey you want to base the new one on, click the duplicate icon. A duplicate is created instantly. Your original, including all the responses it collected, stays exactly as it was. This is particularly useful for anything that runs on a recurring schedule. Monthly satisfaction checks, quarterly evaluations, annual reviews, copy, adjust the details if needed, and send. Very soon, a template library will be joining these 3 options. You'll be able to pick from a curated collection of surveys across common categories, customer feedback, HR, market research, patient experience, and more. Designed by experts, ready to customize and deploy in minutes. Now let's use an example of a patient satisfaction survey. Now, you've sent out your patient satisfaction survey and the responses are coming in. Let's talk about what happens on the analysis side, because this is where the real value gets unlocked. Open your survey from the dashboard. Click on the survey title to navigate to the analytics page. Every response is visualized automatically. No exporting to spreadsheets, no manual charting. Each question gets its own chart formatted to match the question type. Rating questions show score distributions, multiple choice shows proportional breakdowns. Open text questions are grouped and surface clearly. You can see at a glance how patients rated their overall experience, where wait time scores clustered, how staff friendliness compared across different response segments, all without touching a single formula. But the real time saver is AI Insight. Rather than spending hours trying to make sense of hundreds of responses yourself, AI Insight reads your entire dataset and produces a structured, detailed analysis automatically. Let us click on the AI Insight and see what it covers. On the Analytics page, we scroll to the top and click on the AI Insight button. On the Insight page, click on Generate Insight. This may take a few seconds to generate, so please be patient. Now let's take a look at what we got back. Core insights. This is your headline read on the data. You get the dominant opinion, what the majority of your patients actually felt about their visit, expressed clearly. Then consensus versus polarization. Was there broad agreement on a topic, like satisfaction with reception staff? Or was opinion split, like on wait times where some patients were fine and others clearly weren't? And sentiment analysis, an overall read on whether the emotional tone of open responses was positive, neutral, or negative, and where the friction points were. Patterns and relationships. This goes deeper, surfacing connections in the data that you might not spot manually. For example, patients who rated wait times poorly also tended to score overall satisfaction lower even when they rated staff positively. That kind of finding shapes very different action priorities than raw averages would suggest. Data limitations. AI insight is transparent about the boundaries of the data. If the sample size for a particular question is too small to draw reliable conclusions, or if there's a notable response gap somewhere, it flags it. You always know how much confidence to put in a finding. Key takeaways. Think of this as the executive summary. A concise, plain language summary of what the survey found, written in a way you can share directly with a manager, a board, or a clinical lead without any further editing. And the recommendations section uses everything in the data to give you a concrete next steps. In the context of our patient satisfaction survey, that might be addressing the intake process to reduce perceived wait times or implementing a brief post-consultation follow-up to improve the feeling of informational clarity. Actionable, specific, and grounded in what your respondents actually told you. From creation to insight, Enquete is built to make the whole process fast, clear, and useful, whether you're a solo researcher or running surveys across an entire organization. So give Enquete.com a try. There is still much more to discover while you use the Enquete platform, such as the various distribution methods it offers, logic configuration, kiosk mode surveys, implementing integrations using Zapier, Make.com, and NateN, and a whole lot more features for you to discover. For any questions, do not hesitate to send us a message via our online contact form. See you soon.